Hey everyone, Melanie from jarofthread.com, and I'm back with a Color Friday video. And for this week, well, it's actually going to be a video in two parts. You'll have the first part today and finishing next Friday, because it's a project that's taking me a long time, which is good. It's nice to have a project that requires a bit of your time. So you're seeing me drawing, and that for me is quite a huge effort. I'm not a confident artist. I'm not very confident with my drawing abilities. So drawing on camera is adding little bit of pressure. And I'm actually going to do a couple of drawing. I really liked how this girl features turned out. I really like the big eyes, big nose, big mouth, but I didn't really like the shape of her face. Um, so I'm going to draw her completely as I wanted, and you can see the right eye is not quite right, but my goal is to have one eye that I like, and then I can always, yeah, as you can see, I'd done the eyes in opposite direction. um, but if I get one eye that I like and one eyebrow that I like, I can always use tracing paper and mirror um, mirror the eye. And also, I could scan it and edit it in Photoshop as well. I didn't do it for this week project for this girl, but that's something that I will keep in mind for another project. And I'm just about done. The drawing itself of this girl, took about 15 minutes, so I didn't spend a long time. Some of you might say, yeah, we can see that. Your drawing is not very good. That's okay. I don't mind if people think that my drawing is not very good. I like this style of girls. I'm not going for realistic drawings. I'm going more for a feeling. And I really like the big mouth on this girl. And you see I've only drawn one eye because I really like the right eye more than the left eye. So I'm going to trace that with tracing paper and mirror it in a second, I think. And I'm tracing over my drawing. I did my first drawing, my first quick sketch in colored pencil, and it's really a cheapy colored pencil. It's a Crayola, and it erases just fine. As you can see, I'm taking my tracing paper out there. I'm tracing the eye, and then I went over my first drawing, my first sketch, with a normal pencil, HB, I think number 2 or something like that, pencil. And here I'm just tracing the eye and the eyebrow, and I think I will do the same for the ear. There's one ear that's lower than the other. I can't do ears that are on the same level. I guess that if your eyes are not exactly on the same level, then your ears are it emphasizes the difference between the ears, I think. So I'm just about done with this one, and it's not my finished drawing. I think I would have liked this version better if I'd made a rounder face rather than pointy. And I'm going to go and do my second attempt. And here you can see that my horizontal line is not really horizontal, so my eyes are going to be a bit crooked, and that's going to give me trouble further down the line. I think here I'm being interrupted by my son, who is commenting on the eyes not having pupils in. It's still a big mouse, and for this one I wanted to try with a smaller mouse. And yeah, and smaller features. And I can see that the right side doesn't match the left side. I could have used my tracing paper and mirrored the side, but here I'm trying to get a sense of cheeks so I know if the face is symmetrical or not. Doesn't really matter for the finished painting or drawing. And here I decide I want two different eyebrows. I want her to have maybe a surprise expression or something, or incredulous. I don't know. At the moment, this is not the drawing I had in mind when I thought about this project. I wanted to have a three-quarter face, but I can't really draw a three-quarter face that I like. I think I'm stuck between two styles when I draw a three-quarter face. I'm trying to be realistic, and I don't like it. I'd rather have a less realistic face, and I'm really not happy with my drawings. So I spent the whole week trying to draw three-quarter face, and I was getting really frustrated. So I thought that I would take a break and draw a face that I know I can draw without too much trouble, which is a full front face. And I'm glad that I did in the end, because there's no point in getting upset. I'm still drawing three-quarter faces, and I will find a style that I like, and I will find a way to draw faces that I'm enjoying. That's my son asking me to draw irises with pupils in, and then I'm showing you what I'm going to use. It's getting a bit dark. I filmed that yesterday afternoon, so it's getting a bit dark, and I'm using a canvas panel that I picked up very cheaply from the $2 store. When they've got some art supplies that tend to stock up, because I don't intend to sell this painting. It's going to be for myself, so I don't really care if it's not the best quality product. So here I'm tracing the face, and you can see that the right side is a bit wider than the left side. I will correct that off camera, I think. Well, I know I will correct that, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be off camera. And the eye as well is going to be redrawn. So I'm tracing on my tracing paper. So what I'm tracing right now in my head, those are strands of hair. I'm debating doing braids, plaits, things, hair, stuff, or just leave it as strands like that. I'm not sure, we'll see. So that's how it looks. That was last night, and I've gone ahead of camera and fixed the face. So she's a bit more balanced. She's not perfect, but she's a bit more balanced. And I've transferred it to my canvas. And I'm showing you all the paints I'm going to use. So I'm using a bunch of student grade and some Martha Stewart's acrylic paint as well, because I've got them in stock. And my palette is the top of a takeaway curry dish thing, plastic container. I don't have an expensive palette, so I just use whatever bits of plastic I've got. And you can see here that the Martha Stewart Indigo Blue is the same blue as Chrome Acryl. I think that's the name of the brand. Cobalt Blue Hue, or Cobalt Hue Blue, Cobalt Blue. And here I'm mixing the top Martha Stewart Indigo Blue with burnt umber to get a darker, more neutral kind of blue, as it's between blue and grey. And I'm going to paint my background. In retrospect, I probably should have painted my background first and then traced my girl on top of it. so I could have more effects. But there's so little background left. I think it's okay. Next time I will probably paint the background first, um, and then trace the face over it. And I'm using a 3/4 inch flat brush to do the big surfaces. Or I can't talk when I'm talking to you guys. I keep mumbling and saying weird words and stuff. Sorry about that. I guess I'm a bit what can I say? It's quite difficult to watch what you're doing on screen and talk at the same time, explain what you're doing. So my words get a bit muddled and confused. Maybe I'm a bit muddled and confused myself. So I'm mixing colors directly on the canvas. That's the great thing about paint and acrylic paint. Um, Acrylic painting is really not my forte. I can do okay with watercolors, and we've jumped and I forgot to record quite a bit of it. I'm sorry about that. So yeah, I was saying that acrylic is not my strong point. I do okay with watercolors, but I find it difficult to paint with acrylic, to understand how acrylic work. And so far with this project, I'm really liking the look I achieved. So for the skin, I've mixed Martha Stewart's porcelain. I think that's oh no, porcelain sleepers. I think that's what it's called. It's a very pale pink with a little touch of green, the green you see at the top, and a little bit of burnt umber to get it a more beige kind of skin tone. It in reality it reads quite grayish, which I'm fine with. I'm not going for a realistic skin color per se. I'm going for values and shadows that read like skin. So I've done the shading under a face on the neck by mixing more burnt umber into the skin tone, and for the darkest bit I've added a little bit of the blue as well. So it's a bit off camera here, I'm afraid. I didn't realize I was off camera. I was in the zone, to be honest. I was painting, and I'm using the side of the brush to do the finer details. Later on, I'm going to switch, I think, to my round brush. But I'm angling my brush to get to the final, to do the finer details, and you can see me mixing colors. What I'm really pleased with is the ears. I think they look quite good. So you can see me mixing the colors. I'm mixing a little bit of green in my pink. Pink and green tend to make a brown when you mix them, so that's what I wanted. And the variation in shade of pink and green will give you a different brown. When I first drew this girl, I wasn't sure if I wanted the ears to be visible or not, and then I decided that I might want to add some earrings later on, so I would need some ears. It's a bit more practical. So you can see me adding more shading here, and we're just about done with this video for this week. I haven't done much more after that. I'm adding some highlights on the chin, and then I think I'm gonna add some. I'm gonna do the lips. Oh no, I'm going to do the cheeks first. I'm mixing a light pink. And this is really a first layer. The good thing about acrylic is that if you don't like it, you can always paint over it and nobody will know that underneath you weren't very happy. I'm going to add a highlight on a nose, quite a round one, and then I'm going to fade that in a little bit and add some more highlight along. I want the light to be coming from the right side. That's why the left side of the face is darker than the right side. No reason other than I needed a shading direction, I guess, to give it some roundness and a feeling of reality. And I'm going to do the lips. I think I've got another minute and a half of footage, and then that will be all for this week. And I've got a very interesting plan for the hair, so it could go wrong, terribly wrong for the hair. And the reason why I didn't do the whole footage today, it's because I need the hair to dry for at least 24 hours before I can show it to you. So that's going to be interesting, and I'm just about done finishing the lips. And I will add more to the lips. It's just a first layer. I need to make them more realistic looking, I guess, if there's such a thing. And now I'm leaving you with a few pictures of my work in progress, and I will be back next Friday with the finish of this painting. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you have a nice weekend. Bye bye.